Wake the fuck up!
Well, I was going to start off the episode going in on the little debacle yesterday with my tattoo, but I've had time to simmer down. I am still upset about the fact, if you're out of the loop, I was supposed to have, I feel like you can't be, I feel like I talk about it like constantly, but I was supposed to start my sleeve tattoo, made an appointment back in October, and they scheduled me with this guy who does Saturday afternoons, because the other two guys who would have been a good fit for it were like, they don't work Saturdays, which I understand. And then I get a call like 2 hours before I'm going to leave and go for this appointment, and the guy says that he can't do it because that's not like really in his wheelhouse, which I understand. You know, there's tattoo artists who like they do certain things, and his reasoning was he didn't want me to come down and walk away with a tattoo I'm unhappy with, which I understand, but my whole thing is just, it's been 4 months. Like, where was the call 4 months ago, you know? Or even 2 or 3 months ago. It was 2 hours before I was going to leave for the appointment, you know? So that's really what's got my blood boiling, is I hate last minute changes for anything, to be honest with you. Especially something I was going to pour that money in, so hoping to get my deposit back and go somewhere else. If anybody knows anywhere that would be into doing a sleeve tattoo of a Greek myth retelling, like down my arm, you know, hit me up. I'm open to anywhere really that would do a good job with it. But yeah, that really had my blood boiling. I told Parker that I was gonna just go in about the whole thing, and I kind of did, but I was really
I was gonna say, like, you said you weren't
I
gonna.
was really gonna go in on the place,
episode.
but lots of people have had success there, so I don't want to name it just because it's been suggested to me a lot. So I'm sure they do good work. It was probably just a mix-up somewhere. It just upsets me that it was a last-second thing. But something good did come out of that. I could then make it to our cousin's little dude's wedding. Jeez, he's a little early for that.
He's not getting married yet.
Birthday. He's only 2, so no wedding. Although it does sound like he has quite a few girlfriends at his daycare. So
yeah, big birthday shout out Declan.
Yeah, true.
Big man now, big man.
A big shout out to Darren, the proud papa, as well, for telling us that he listens into Stuck at the Kids Table. Gotta inflate his ego a little bit. You know, we'll put him up on a pedestal. Dude's not only, he's a surgeon, right? I think like knees, is that a specialty? I think. I was gonna look it up. I was gonna do my homework before, but I forgot. Not only that,
now you're making a fool of yourself.
We'll put a step above on the achievements, right above being a surgeon. He's platted Dark Souls, right?
Put that above being a surgeon?
Yeah, that's a pretty big achievement, you know?
All right.
No, I would say all the years of med school and residency and all the... Boy, I remember, like... I don't remember if it was, like, beginning of when he was at college, because he was still... I think we went to Maryland and Dan's, and he was there, and he showed us, like, all of his stuff that he had to study for. It was just a huge, like, stack of papers. I was like, oh my god, it looks terrible. But I think we've always been pretty close with him, right? I mean, it's kind of nicer now because, I mean, of course you can't really do anything about it. You've got med school and residency. You just kind of have to go wherever, so we didn't get to see him for a few years. But now they're back around these parts. Not too far to go see him. So that's kind of nice. We also learned at Christmas, like we just said, that he's got just insane skills in the Dark Souls series. Also saw that he had Doom Eternal on his PlayStation with that nice setup that he's got going. I can't imagine playing that game on a setup like that. Blow my mind. Also got his N64, which I was thinking about on the way home yesterday. That might be part of the reason that I'm like into video games today. Is I think before we ever had anything, we had the classic Nintendo at Grandma and Grandpa's that was his, and we would play the original Mario Brothers on there, and then anytime we'd go to spend the night when we were, I feel like we had to have been like 6 or 7. Shout out to letting us play his Nintendo 64 with I'm sure our grimy little child hands, like right after we would have had one of the malts that he used to make when we'd go out there. Poor got like ice cream all over our hands messing with his Nintendo 64. The two I really remember playing are, I don't know if you can vouch for this, but Super Mario 64, even though I had no idea what we were doing, it was just a fun game. And I think it was like Rush. It was one of the Rush games, like Rush 2 or something, where we did all the tricks.
I've got no clue.
Do you remember that game?
I remember the game, but I don't know. I don't know any of it or anything. Yeah.
Oh, and Banjo-Kazooie. I forgot I used to have Kazooie. And Donkey Kong 64. Did not know what I was doing in that game either, but had the DK rap, so. And some of the Game Boy Color games in his
the go-to there was for me, Dan, Mario Party.
Yeah, we used to play Mario Party.
And that's why I'm probably so into the Switch ones now, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, he probably kind of put us onto that stuff. Because I don't think we ever had anything until we got older and had like one of the newer model PlayStation 2s. And he had like the old ones. I remember playing SSX Tricky. I don't know if we played NBA Street. I saw he had it yesterday, but...
Yeah, I know we've played it before, but I don't know if we played it there.
Yeah, it was mad cool. He's got the best setup, the dream setup for all the video games, and I didn't know he kept all of his classic consoles, I guess, but... Yeah, wanted to give a shout out to avid Kids Table listener Dan. Also made some great pulled pork yesterday from the pork butt. I went through it today like mad. That stuff was so good. And it had the cupcake out of Kelly's amazing cupcake system put together. Right when she grabbed the cup, I was like, I see what we're doing here. Cupcake in the cup and then in the bag. Pretty foolproof. It stayed together on my way home and everything. Ate it right when I walked in the door, but, you know, made it home safe with the carrying method. So I had to make sure we gave the shout out, gave us a chance to play Elden Ring 2.
Oh, yeah. That solidified that I'm not getting Elden Ring.
They're tough games. The patience that he has... I imagine it comes from like the work that he does as well, but just having that amount of patience to play those games is tough. I need to get into Bloodborne so I can see if I'm any good, but yeah, watching you play Elden Ring yesterday, I'll give you credit. You had a few eyes on you, you know.
I wouldn't give me credit.
I think they're tough games. Oh, I forgot we were going to have this conversation. We talked about, since we're doing that like fantasy draft like for video games and stuff, and you had Elden Ring, and you kind of blew me out of the water because I think it ended up with a 96 or 97 rating.
96 is the ending one it has now.
So that brought up the question of, like, I'm sure it's a good game. The story of it's probably amazing because it's George R.R. Martin, the guy who did Game of Thrones, right? And then is it Miyazaki? Is that the guy who did all the Souls games? Mm-hmm. So it's him doing the gameplay and everything. So it's probably an amazing game. But should your game get dinged if it's a very difficult game? Whereas, obviously, your core audience that has it is going to absolutely love it, you know.
Can you elaborate, Dan? You say, should your game get dinged?
Should your game
perhaps
have
say what the fuck does that mean?
Should it take more of a dive in the ratings and reviews if it is a difficult game that is difficult enough where if it has great story and the gameplay is amazing and everything about it is like top tier, but it's just your average gamer gets turned off by it because it's just so hard that they don't think they would finish it, so they're not going to buy it.
I mean, I think, Dan, what I was going to say was that it depends on who's reviewing it, obviously. Because every review score is just a person's opinion. So, like, if a person can't play the game because they're not good at it, like, duh, they can give it a bad score, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's fair. To be able to review the game, you kind of have to be able to get through a good enough chunk of it. I feel like it's not very fair to review it badly if you can't get past a certain point. But I don't know. I thought of it in the same regard as like movies. Like Logan made me watch. Oh, what is it? It's something Drive. Oh gosh.
Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Drive. Yeah, he made me watch, or he had me watch it, and I didn't understand it. Like it's supposed to be like it's a dream, or there's a bunch of different explanations that people give. So it's like I just didn't know what the movie was for, so I dislike it. Not that the story's bad or anything. The story of it and the plot points that you can follow are very good, but it's like there's just parts of it that are like I don't pick up on. So I feel like that's the same sort of thing where it's like I feel like I shouldn't say this is a bad movie because I can't get a grip on it. I feel like that just means I don't understand this movie, so it's not for me. It's the same thing as like the Dark Souls theory or series.
Here's the thing, though, Dan, is did you like the movie?
I would probably say no.
Then you would rate it lower. It's just a person's opinion. They're not giving an objective scale.
Yeah,
They're just saying what they think of it.
Yeah, I get that. It's just like to me, a lot of people go off of reviews, you know. So I feel like you have to be giving good information for it.
Yeah, then you can just read the review and not just look at the score.
Right.
If somebody gives it a 6 because they're like, well, it looked good and like all this, but I literally like couldn't play it.
Not a lot of people will do that though. They'll just look at what it's given, and they won't look at the actual review.
That's on people.
So you're saying that people just need to pay more attention.
If they like see that this game's getting like a bunch of 10s and they're like, oh wow, and then somebody gives it a 6 and it's like, what the fuck? Then they I guess I'm just saying that
it affects how the world looks at it. You know, like critics affect everything. Critics affect awards. It affects how like people accept the game. It affects. I assume you probably get a bonus, or employees might get extra if your game is well reviewed. So it's like. I feel like if it was a thing that went into game reviewing, if difficulty was, then a lot of people would be, like, publishers and game creators and stuff would be more focused on what people, I think, wanted for Elden Ring, which is, like, your ability to choose difficulty. Yeah. But then it becomes, when you have that situation where you can choose your difficulty and there's so many different, like such a large spectrum for difficulty, everyone has all these different experiences with the game. Like one person might play through like Halo and say it was the easiest game they've ever played, but that's because they played it on easy difficulty, and someone played it on legend difficulty and replayed it so many times. Whereas like Dark Souls games have one set difficulty, so everyone has this same experience of you just kind of have to have the patience to go through it, and some people have the patience for it, and some people are just like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, and those people who it's not for them, are they supposed to just be like, yeah, 10 out of 10, because the game might be good?
That's what I mean. Like, they just shouldn't review it at all, I guess. You shouldn't be reviewing that game.
Well, yeah, but isn't it like, if I'm a guy, right, and I'm bad at Dark Souls games, right?
Yeah.
And if every single person reviewing it is somebody who has played every other Souls game,
they're
played Bloodborne and everything,
a better review.
Well, not even just that. It's their viewpoint doesn't reflect what mine would be.
Yeah, I guess I understand.
If they all think it's a 10 out of 10, like that's great, but like how do I know if I can play this one, you know? And that's what all these reviews that were not even really bad ones, like just not 10 out of 10. It was just like people who had played it and were like, yeah, I just can't do it. And it's like, okay, so now I know this isn't any easier than the other ones. I know I don't need to get this one, you know?
Yeah.
And if every single person playing it was just like the people who had been diehards and everyone had given it a 10 out of 10, then maybe I would have been like, well, shoot, I'll give this one a shot, and then I would do it, and then I would not have a fun time and be really mad I spent $60 on it.
I guess to me, like, you just have to have that decisiveness, even if you do play like a Dark Souls game, or I don't know, like if you're the person who's usually into those games or who can have the patience and stuff to learn patterns and stuff to be able to take down bosses, to just be able to be like story's good and all that stuff, and be like, it's just as hard as any other Dark Souls game, or it's gonna be tougher, so you're gonna have to like put time into it or shy away from it, or to be able to say like, yeah, this is pretty easily like playable for anybody.
Yeah, and you can't really get that viewpoint unless you have someone who has not been able to get past the other games.
I guess that's what it would be for me, is you would probably want to bring someone else in for a review like that, to be like, yeah, I played Dark Souls and stuff, and I like didn't have much trouble, but I had my friend who plays platformers and just other types of games, not really a Souls player, and he had plenty of trouble with it. So like difficulty wise it's the same as the other games, but story wise and everything, like, I don't know. It's hard.
You could, but then you gotta give review copies to the friend as well.
I don't know how hard it would be, I guess, to differentiate. I guess it doesn't really make it a bad game. I'm just trying to think of how to word it. Because, like, I guess if it only appeals to a certain audience, then it essentially would kind of be a worse game. But at the same
not
time,
necessarily.
At the same time, you're just putting something down because there's not that many people playing it.
Yeah, me not liking it, or any reviewer not liking it, doesn't make it a worse game.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Like, it just means it's not for me, which is okay.
Right.
But I would like to get into them if they had easier difficulty options, but
yeah, I don't know. I thought about trying Bloodborne because I think Bloodborne is supposed to be one of the more offensive based of the series, and I'm really like run and gun type when I play games. That was always my biggest trouble, I think, is I'm terrible with parrying and all that. So I don't know. I think it's pretty much about patience and like just learning patterns and knowing when to step away from the game for a little bit to cool off and coming back with a different approach or the same approach and just doing better with it. I think it's essentially, to me, kind of towards the same style as a roguelike. You're just going in and doing it and then learning about the enemies and like paths and all that type of stuff, and then going back and attacking it from a different angle. It's just Dark Souls games don't really seem like, or aren't exactly roguelikes, I guess, so it's easier to get frustrated, I guess. I don't know what it is. Or maybe I've just never been in the right mood when I'm playing one.
The right mood.
The right mood. Sometimes that's how it is, though. If you just get done playing like a 50-hour game and you're trying to get into a Dark Souls game, I don't think that would be very good. But if I just got done playing a string of like 2 or 3 platformer or puzzle games or something, you know, I might be more into it. You ever get into those types of moods?
I actually do. Like, there's sometimes I'll be like playing games and I'm like, oh no.
I was gonna say, I know you
I
definitely
can't.
do, because I see you playing one game and then you get frustrated and you go play Slay the Spire.
Yeah, that's the go back to every time games. I'm like, all right, this one's simple, it's easy, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like that's a very underrated category of games, because it's probably not like an actual category that you can look up, like sit back and relax because you're mad at a different games. Like,
yeah, it's
Slay
the
the
lo-fi
Spire.
hip hop of video
True.
games.
Yeah. Yoku's Island Express. Games such as that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, we got something coming up this weekend that'll be pretty hit or miss, you know. I think it's March 2nd it's supposed to come out. The Batman.
March 2nd.
Robert Pattinson.
Ooh, dude, I keep forgetting about this.
Oh, been on my radar for a while. Ain't been nothing in theaters for like the last month.
Yeah, that's probably why I've forgotten about it, is because I haven't gone and I haven't seen any trailers or nothing.
Went to see Jackass, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they just has... I don't know what the last thing I went to see before that was. I don't know if there's... I was going to say I haven't seen anything in the new year that's really caught my attention, but maybe I have.
I haven't. I have not been to the movie theater since Spider-Man No Way Home.
I guess that might have been my last one that I enjoyed and went to.
Now, I don't know if it's just I don't like movies as much anymore or what the deal is. But like, I just didn't want to. I was like, I'm good. You know, I haven't even looked at any theater things for a while.
January, I suppose the only thing was, well, it was Jackass even January? Oh, Jackass was the beginning of this month. Okay. So that was the first thing I went to see this year, and that was just because I wanted to go see something.
Yeah, there's never really anything good the first like month or two of the year, though.
Scream was kind of hyped up, I think, but March 4th, the Batman should be this Friday.
March 4th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I'll probably go see it.
What else have we got here? April's going to be kind of a big one. We got Morbius. So that'll be like this Sony Marvel type of stuff.
Here's what I do when I see Morbius on the screen, Dan.
You sleep.
I'm snoozing.
I'm snoozing. What about this one? Ambulance? You going to be snoozing for that one?
What the fuck is
I was
that?
going to say, I bet you haven't even seen it.
No.
It's got Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen. I probably butchered his name.
Don't know who that is.
He was in Candyman. He's I like him. He's a pretty good actor. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I know you're hyped for that one. That one's coming up.
This is me during Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Dan.
You be yelling and screaming. You're hyped.
I'm
okay.
snoozing.
How about this one? You won't be snoozing for this one. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You're not snoozing for that one.
Here's me during Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Dan.
Exactly. Yes. Dude, we got Ben
Not
Schwartz,
actually.
Sonic the Hedgehog, and then we got Idris Elba, Knuckles. Oh my god!
I want to go see this one just for Idris Elba Knuckles.
As Knuckles, I wish he would keep his British accent.
I think that's pretty funny. I went to go see the first one literally because I had nothing better to do that day.
His Knuckles.
So maybe we'll get to the same point for this, but
Knuckles
we'll see.
Just speaks with his British accent the whole time. He just goes. He walks into a huge mess in the house of the guy that Sonic stays with, and he goes, "What's all this day?" And then he walks in and he forgets what day of the week it is, and he looks at Eggman and he goes, "It's Tuesday, isn't it?"
You just wanted to whip out a British accent there for a second, huh?
No, I just wanted to say it's Tuesday, innit? That was my favorite.
Tuesday is good.
It's Tuesday, innit? Oh, man. I will go see that, though. I waited to see it when it was on, I think, Hulu. The first one. And I was like, it's one of those movies that's, like, not good, but it's funny. It's not terrible enough that it's, like, just straight up terrible.
That's one... Do you remember... I don't know why this sticks out to me so vividly. I don't know why anything about that movie does. But do you remember how they have, like, a weird amount of Olive Garden products placement?
Yes. Don't they give him a gift card at the end of the movie for saving the planet?
And I want to say there's 3 separate times where a character says, when you're here, your family.
Yep. Funding must have started to get low at the end of production. They were in the editing.
I guess. They're like, hey man, look, we need anybody to sponsor this. And Olive Garden goes, anybody?
Anybody? He said, well, we did say anybody. Sure, you're in here.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guy. Oh, yeah, hype for that one. Doctor Strange. May 6th, we'll have our first taste of mainstream Marvel of the year.
Oh, I'm gonna be there. You know, I'm gonna be there day one for that one.
I already said my piece on it. I don't know if I did it on the podcast, but just in case, I'll keep it short. That now I'm scared. The Spider-Man movie setting up the multiverse has now done this thing where instead of crossovers from other movies and like multiple of the same superhero isn't a treat, it's an expectation. So now we're going to have like X-Men in every movie or something that's not from that character's usual storyline is going to eke in to every single movie. And it's going to be a pretty big piece of the movie. So, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be too much now. But we'll see. We'll see. It does look very cool. It does look like it has... I think they wanted to go more on the horror side. It was the original director left, right? Because he wanted more horror elements.
Which is why I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, you're not a big horror movie guy, right?
Well, no, that's not why I went, ooh, I don't know. It's because the director left.
Oh. Yeah,
I would have been fine with it.
It's always an iffy thing. You never know. Just because then it's either you have to adapt with what was already shot if there's a good chunk, or you have to start from scratch and you have the same timeline. Which is tough either way, you know. But we shall see. I think it looks cool. I like the dark Doctor Strange. I can't remember the exact name for him. He was in What If. It was very cool, so... We will see how that plays out.
What if that was a good show? Am I right, Dan? Pound it, baby.
Okay. With the pounding of the microphone. There's good episodes. You pick and choose out of that thing, you know? Not bad, but I will give you credit. Credit where credit's due. I always thought the Marvel Zombies was going to be cool, and boy, seeing that episode, did not much care for that one.
Yeah, you want me to pick and choose, Dan? I'm gonna choose not to watch it. All right.
Okay.
Like, come on, man.
I'll give you that one.
I can't do it again. I peaked my mic. I don't want to make the editing harder.
Bob's Burgers movie. We got Friday, May 27th. I'll be in the theater for that one, baby.
That's a theater thing?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have. If it's not a theater thing, I'll probably watch it on a streaming service, but.
I don't know if I'd probably go to a theater for that, actually.
Lightyear coming out June 17th. Toss up on if I'll go see that one, you know.
Boo.
Boo or ooh?
Boo.
Oh, boo. I thought you said ooh.
They're making... Think about it, Dan. They're making a fictional movie based on a real astronaut that a toy is based on in a fictional movie.
Like 10 episodes ago, the amount
of inception
that's in the Lightyear movie. But
that's
I don't
such
know.
a silly idea.
Might be one I just wait to come out on Disney Plus like 6 months in the future and watch it. Kind of hyped for the Elvis biopic movie. It's got Tom Hanks in it. Wearing a fat suit.
What?
But it also just looks like a really cool story. So, might go see that one. What do we got in July? What are we looking for in July? Thor Love and Thunder. Slated for July 8th.
Ooh, yeah.
An interesting one. Haven't seen any Thor in a while. Actually, before that, July 1st. Capping off the month with some Minions The Rise of Gru. A origin story I did not know I needed, and I know I don't want, but I might go see it.
How many movies in the Despicable Me universe are there now?
There's what is there? There's 2 or 3 Despicable Me's.
There's 3, yeah.
And then there's a couple.
There's the one with his twin.
He's got a twin.
Yeah, Drew.
Got to catch up on a. Is it spelled BRU?
I hope so.
It's gotta be right.
I'm on the Wikipedia right now, Dan.
Cool.
And it looks like currently we have 3 Despicable Me movies, Minions, plus the upcoming Minions Rise of Gru. Mm-hmm. And Also coming soon, Dan.
I was hoping you would.
If you were wondering, there's a Despicable Me 4.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna mention the fact that the Mario movie is being made by Illumination, so we could see a possible crossover.
Oh, it is. Oh, dude, that would be so funny. Can you imagine?
The minions come out of a pipe. But boy. If I hear "But boy" in the Mario movie, I'll stand up and clap right away. I'll give a louder scream than you can hear in any of the Endgame premieres for when Cap throws the hammer.
What if they put the minions in Mario Kart?
Oh, I lose my mind, dude.
I think that would be awesome.
I think that would be very cool. What if they put the minions in Smash Brothers? What if Sakurai is just like, I was kidding. That wasn't the last character. It's actually all the minions.
He didn't mean everyone is here until everyone was here when the minions come in.
Gru gets into the game, and one of his down taunt is, I said dart gun, not fart gun.
I would be, oh, dude. I'm down to the cast and crew now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm seeing, I don't know why, I guess this didn't really connect with me, but there's like different voice actors for all the minions.
Yeah. What, you think one guy does all that? No way.
Well, you know what, we'll give him a shout out here, Dan.
Okay.
Pierre Coffin plays the minions Kevin, Stuart, Bob, Tim, Mark, and Phil.
Oh, wow.
All of them. That's just wild.
That's a great.
And you know, there was some drama going on apparently or something, because there was, in the original, there was Chris Renaud and Jermaine Clement played Dave and Jerry. And then in the following movies, it's just Pierre playing every
what
minion.
they did was they decided they needed to cut costs, and they said all the minions sound the same. We'll just do one guy.
Well, Dave and Jerry used to sound different, Dan.
They probably got a lot of hate mail after that one. Hello, I've noticed some of the minions sound different. Did you guys?
I'm also scrolling down and didn't realize that Despicable Me has been like nominated for awards.
Wait, really? The original?
Uh-huh.
I could see that.
No, for the Academy Awards, Despicable Me 2 was nominated for Best Animated Feature.
I don't know what else came out that year, I guess.
From the Oscars. That's just crazy.
For animated features, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like, there's a lot less, but still.
Yeah.
The fact that you can think of good animated features, and among them will be listed Despicable Me 2, just doesn't seem correct, man. Just doesn't seem right.
July's just a big month in general, I guess, because it's got minions. You know, we started off well. Thor the next week. The 22nd of July is the weekend of Nope. Jordan Peele's big movie I'm excited for, and then we cap off the month with Black Adam. Dwayne Johnson.
That actually looks kind of good.
Into superhero culture.
But the thing is, Dan, is that we've probably talked about this before, but The Rock in every movie plays The Rock.
Yeah,
you know,
I have seen that. I think we did talk about that because we talked about Ryan Reynolds' same kind of issue, is that he plays Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything that piques my interest in September.
Yeah, well, forgot about August, or was there nothing in there either?
October alert.
What's up?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. First weekend. Yeah, there wasn't anything in August either, to go back to your point, but September makes up for it. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish also coming out the week before, or the last week.
Wow.
September. So cap off September with Puss in Boots, and then start off October with Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow. Well, it's going to be hard for Across the Spider-Verse to top that one.
Yeah, it's going to be competing with it.
They've got their works cut out for them.
Any Halloween fans, Halloween ends October 14th, so no more Halloweens after that. I guess they're going to change the name.
The holiday's over?
Yeah, it's done. That's it.
Damn.
No, Halloween Ends. Apparently, the last movie. I'm sure they'll revive it. They have like 20 movies already. So I watched someone did like a video on like tracing the timeline through the whole thing, and it branches off and just like goes through so many different. It's impossible to follow. I don't. Man. So if your head's spinning after Halloween Ends, nothing else good in October. Go to November. The Flash, I guess, comes out that first weekend. It's got Michael Keaton in it too. What?
To really tie it all together, Dan, here's a rendition of me during The Flash.
You're not hyped for it?
No, dude.
You used to watch all those TV shows. Remember that?
I do, yeah. But
Green Arrow.
Yeah. And they got really bad, and now
you snooze.
This is like trying to make a whole DC universe thing, and I could not care less, to be quite honest.
Yeah, you hate it. You've told me how many times you hate DC.
Yeah, dude. I send you letters all the time. Even. Yeah. It's pretty nuts.
You forward me on all the emails that you send to DC.
Yeah. I always want to let you know.
Yeah. It's always good to be in the loop on that.
I don't know. I don't really care about Marvel. I'm just in too deep, like I already know all the universe lore. Right. So like DC, it's just like that, but more. And I'm like, all right, like if some of them seem cool standalone, I'll do it. But Flash just seems like it wants to like tie everything together, and it's like I don't really care about that. Yeah. Like Batman, I'm going to Batman.
The threat of
that's gonna be sick.
It's not gonna hold everything
together. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's nothing interesting to me in there.
I follow you. I get that. Did you see new Pokemon?
Yeah, dude.
Looks interesting.
They've got to have like a development cycle of like 3 months, dude. They're pumping these games out constantly.
It's like they just did.
Yeah, I don't.
Arceus, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll buy this one at launch, just because I bought Legends Arceus and I bought the other remakes that came out earlier. Like, I can't keep giving them all my money. I'm stuffed, bro. I can keep playing the ones I got for a little bit longer. But then, Dan, they dropped these starters. Did you see the starters?
They look interesting.
There's a little crocodile, and he's shaped like a chili pepper, Dan. And he's a fire type. Yeah, dude.
Oh, I gotta go. I had the page that I saw it on earlier. I'll go look it up.
He's my guy now. He's just big chillin'. That's all they need to be. I sent you a picture of my man.
Where at?
On Twitter, the bird website.
The bluebird.
There's a little crocodile.
Dude,
he's shaped like a chili pepper.
Very nice. He's 1 foot 4 inches. I could take him.
Congrats! You can take on a fictional guy shaped like a chili pepper.
I want to do that now. I want to go through the Pokédex and figure out
which ones you could beat in a fight.
Yeah, which ones I could beat up and which ones would kill me. That'd be really cool. Good content.
But it looks neat.
Someone said the duck looks like Donald Duck.
He literally does.
Yeah, that's copyright. I want Disney to sue them into the ground.
Yeah. They're done for.
They are, yeah. They're going to say either you pay us all this money or we buy you.
What do you think? We got a good the Sixers and the Knicks played today, and Sixers did real good. James Harden is making them like maybe a championship team.
Yeah, not only is he improving them, he's improving my bank account. Got like $10 off of him getting 10 assists.
Yeah.
And getting the Dubski for the 76ers. But I tell you what, Parker, my focus has shifted nearly solely to NCAA as we are nearing March in the madness that ensues within that month.
Oh, baby.
We got one in the whole thing, huh? I say South Dakota State University.
Yeah. Or
No,
I don't follow enough college to know. I just once the thing opens up to make a bracket, I am a student of the game.
Yeah, me too.
I am on ESPN. I am looking up every single team. I'm seeing where they're weak. I'm seeing where they're good, you know?
That's what I do. I won't really watch much of the season, and then it comes around and I do all my research, look at their record, look at if they've had a win streak, how many top 25 teams that they've played. Because a lot of teams that are in like the Missouri Valley Conference are just like smaller named conferences. Like there's some that have a really good record, but they've played very terrible teams, and then there's some that have kind of like an average record, but they've also like won their last 5 games and beaten like 2 or 3 top 25 teams within those last 5 games. So
I always be looking at that. I'm seeing if teams are hot, you know?
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, well, that was my thing, placing my bets lately. That's kind of gotten me some more wins. Is like, okay, these teams are kind of on the bubble of getting in on to the tournament. So obviously they're going to want to win a little more. Or if they're already in, maybe they're a number 1 seed and they want to keep that number 1 seed. So, you know, I think it's whether next Sunday is Selection Sunday. I can't remember what
Is it? I don't think it's that early because we still have to have the conference championships and everything, you know?
Oh, that's right. No, it looks like it is. Wow, it's deeper into March than I thought.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's the 13th because they've got the final of a bunch of tournaments.
Oh, well, I mean, that's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a couple weeks away yet. But had a few senior nights this last week. People had home court advantage, and senior night I usually took them, and it usually paid dividends, but not always, you know.
Yeah.
But never know.
Oh God! Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
It was a very loud bang above me. Good God! I don't know what that was.
Someone's hitting the floor to make sure it still works.
I guess.
Yep, holds up.
Jeez. That's been. I still am not used to like having people living all around me, you know. After living in literally the middle of nowhere for
yeah, that is
19
kind of
years.
When I was in Des Moines on my way home from Des Moines yesterday, just like standing at the gas station, filling up my car and all the cars going by, I'm like, this would be terrible. How can people like live like this? It's awful. But I suppose there's also people who kind of like are used to the noise and that's just how they sleep. Like if it's quiet outside or something, they'd probably have trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm a big we'll separate ourselves right now. Big fan guy. Gotta have the fan on no matter what. Could be -5 degrees outside and I got the fan pumping, you know. Gotta have that white noise. That or like a heater or something.
Yeah, I don't have to, but I've started being a big fan guy. You know, I'll keep her running overnight.
I guess I shouldn't say I have to. It's not like either a sleepless night or I have the fan on. But if I have a fan on, I'm asleep in like 5 minutes, and if I don't, it'll probably take me like an hour.
Right. Yeah, I know dudes who went to a hotel one time, right?
Yep.
And they didn't have any white noise, so they just went to Target and bought a fan.
Maybe
so
that's
that
why I never slept.
Actually, be able to sleep.
Maybe that's why I've never slept like extremely well in hotels. I always seem like I've had trouble. Maybe. Well, no, because I'll turn on the room fan.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of nice though, because I think you can set it to like even like heating, and it'll still like make the sound. So. Forgot to tell Logan. Here's my Logan insert for the episode. Almost forgot. Almost let it slip. He got me into Better Call Saul, and I'm pretty sure I've beaten him now. I think I've finished everything that's streamable currently before he did. Because I think he said he watched all of Better Call Saul, got up to the last episode, and just, whether he had class the next day or something, but I was going to ask him how he could have fallen asleep, because I was talking to him, I think it was the same thing in Breaking Bad, so I think it's like a Vince Gilligan thing since he's one of the directors. The way that they just run every single episode, not even just the season finale, every single episode, there's enough of a cliffhanger to make you want to, like, just go straight into the next episode. It was essentially, like, made for streaming, and I don't know if streaming services were really a big thing when Breaking Bad first aired. I think it was just
probably not, yeah,
an episodic thing, and it was released on TV for every single episode. But if you watched Breaking Bad and you thought that Better Call Saul was going to be some slow-paced, like, terrible show that just follows Saul, you need to watch it, because it's anything but that. Very good TV
What
show.
would, out of 10, Dan, what would you give it?
Oh, jeez. I would say Breaking Bad is like one of the only, maybe the only 10 out of 10 show
Right.
that I watched. So, hell, Better Call Saul, I'd probably give 8.75, I'll say.
Jesus.
I did.
Be decisive, Dan. Just call it a 9.
Okay, a 9. Fine. I'll give it a 9. Yeah, I would say probably 9. Very good show. Extremely good show. Vince Gilligan has done it again. Or he did it again. It's a few years old, I think. Well, no, because season 5.
The last season is just airing, I think.
Yep.
Now. So everybody go to Twitter, find @TableForKids, and tweet your Better Call Saul spoilers to it from the live episodes.
No.
Dan just really wants to know what happens. So.
No, I don't. No. If anyone spoils it for me, I'm going to dox you. I'll find your IP address.
And we're going to read it live on the podcast.
Even worse, I'm going to find out one time when you go get ice cream, and when you go up to the window to get the ice cream, I'm going to sneak by you and grab it and throw it on the ground.
All right, dude. Come on.
Well, that's the
We
kind
don't
of...
need to go that far.
That's the kind of punishment it deserves. Don't do the time don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do the time if you can't do the crime. I'd like to do murder in like 2 weeks. Okay, you're gonna have to serve a life sentence first, and then we'll let you go ahead and get away with that. Yeah, cool.
All right.
Sounds good. Oh my gosh.
Well, Dan, I think maybe we wrap her up a little early here.
That is true. Yeah, I suppose we owe you guys some of your time back after the Peacemaker episode.
We kept you late for Peacemaker, so today's an early out.
Early out. No
Go
snow,
ahead,
no
go
nothing
home.
either. Yeah, you just get it.
Yeah, no, we just gave it to you. Yeah, it was it's a random in-service day actually, so we have to stay late. But
Can we say the thing that teachers always said when they let you out early? I'll let you guys out about 20 minutes early, but I will get this time back. No, you won't.
then,
You can't make me stay
did
late.
teachers ever say that?
College, if you did. I don't think you
Oh,
can do that.
really? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. High school is kind of impossible, but
Yeah, you kind of just have to let them go. People got things going on. So, we let you out early this time. You've got the football game coming up or something. The big dances today. I don't know.
yeah,
Think of an excuse.
won't be so lucky next time though.
Yeah, we will get this time back. So, if you got the chance to watch Peacemaker, you can always go back and listen to last week's episode. A good one for sure. But if not, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And we will be back next week. Same time, same place.